Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're sitting on a hand-me-down couch staring at a bank balance that looks more like a temperature in Alaska than a life savings. You've got the degree, you've got the entry-level job, and you've got a mountain of student loans that feel like a physical weight on your chest. You've been told that real estate is a rich person's game, that you need a suit, a silver spoon, and a six-figure down payment just to get a seat at the table. Well, I'm here to tell you that everything they told you is a lie. Fresh out of college, I was buried. I was the king of ramen noodles and insufficient funds notifications. But today, I'm a rental property owner. And no, I didn't win the lottery. I used a specific $0 startup strategy that most people are too afraid to try or simply don't know exists. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to go from broke graduate to property owner. No excuses, no fluff, just the blueprint to your freedom. Let's talk about Lisa. Lisa lives in California, one of the toughest real estate markets in the world. Like many of us, she was working a 9-to-5, barely covering her rent, and feeling like home ownership was a dream for the future version of herself. She thought she needed 20% down. On a $500,000 property, that's $100,000. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, that might as well be $1 billion. But Lisa discovered the secret weapon of the American middle class, the FHA loan. See, the 20% rule is a myth designed for people who already have money. For the rest of us, the government offers a path in with as little as 3.5% down. But wait, I promised you a $0 startup, didn't I? Here is where the house hacking strategy comes in. Lisa didn't look for a white picket fence single-family home. She looked for a duplex. She found a property where she could live in one side and rent out the other. By doing this, her tenant's rent covered her entire mortgage. Suddenly, her biggest monthly expense, housing, was gone. Now, how did she get the 3.5% if she was broke? She didn't use a magic wand. She used down payment assistance programs. Many states in the U.S. literally give you the 3.5% as a silent second mortgage or a grant if you're a first-time buyer. Lisa walked into that closing room with almost nothing out of pocket. She didn't buy a house. She bought an asset that paid for itself. This wasn't luck. It was math. And if Lisa can do it in high-priced California, you can do it anywhere. Okay, let's get practical. You're motivated, but how do you actually do it? I've broken this down into 3 simple, digestible steps that you can start today. Step 1, the credit and cash foundation. You don't need an 800 credit score, but you do need to be bankable. Aim for a 580 to 620 minimum. If you're not there, start by paying down your smallest credit card first, the snowball method. While you do that, start your real estate side hustle. Whether it's Uber, DoorDash, or selling stuff on eBay, every extra dollar goes into a dedicated opportunity fund. This isn't just for the down payment, it's for your peace of mind fund. Step 2, the Zillow hunt. Stop looking at houses you want to live in and start looking at houses that make sense. Set your filters on Zillow or Redfin to multifamily. Look for duplexes, triplexes, or even a house with a finished basement or an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit. You are looking for value add. Is the paint ugly? Is the carpet gross? Good. That's where the profit is hidden. You want the ugliest house in a decent neighborhood. Step 3, the tech stack. You don't need to be a professional landlord to manage property. In 2026, we have tools that do the heavy lifting. Use apps like Avail or TurboTenant. These platforms handle your background checks, credit reports, and even collect the rent automatically. You can screen a tenant while you're sitting at your desk at your day job. The goal is to remove the friction. People think being a landlord means fixing toilets at 3 a.m. It doesn't. It means being a manager of a system. If you build the system right from day one, your property becomes a silent partner that deposits money into your account every first of the month. I'll never forget the day Lisa called me. She had just received her first rent check from her tenant. It was for $1,200. She held that piece of paper in her hand and she cried. She didn't cry because $1,200 made her rich. She cried because for the first time in her life, she realized she didn't have to sell her time to make money. That check represented freedom. It represented the fact that while she was sleeping, while she was at work, while she was out with her friends, her property was working for her. For many of us, we grew up seeing our parents struggle. We saw the stress that comes when the car breaks down or the medical bill arrives. We've been conditioned to believe that life is a constant cycle of work, earn, spend, repeat. Breaking that cycle is emotional. It's scary. You'll have friends telling you it's risky. You'll have family members telling you to just play it safe. But I'm asking you, what is riskier? Taking a calculated leap into a property that builds equity, or staying in a rental where you're paying 100% interest to someone else's mortgage for the next 40 years? Real estate isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about changing your family's trajectory. It's about knowing that one day you won't have to work because your assets chose to work for you. Lisa went from a stressed-out graduate to an empire builder. She started with one duplex. Now she's looking at her third. The first one is the hardest, but it's the one that changes your soul. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Dishku, interest rates are high. But what if the tenant trashes the place? Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, interest rates fluctuate, but remember, you marry the house and you date the rate. You can always refinance when rates drop. And as for bad tenants, that's why we use the screening tools I mentioned. A bad tenant is a result of a bad process. If you follow the system, you find great people who just want a nice place to live. The biggest barrier isn't the bank, it isn't the market, it's the voice in your head saying, "Not yet." I want to pause right here and ask you a serious question. Look at your life right now. What is your biggest barrier to investing? Is it the down payment? Is it the fear of the unknown? Or is it just not knowing where to look? Drop a comment below right now. Seriously, I read every single one, and I'm going to personally reply to as many as I can with specific tips for your situation. Let's turn this comment section into a masterclass. When you speak your fears out loud, they lose their power. When you ask a question, you open a door. The $0 strategy works because it leverages time and government programs. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-wealthy-for-sure plan. It requires you to live slightly below your means for a year so you can live better than anyone else for the rest of your life. It's about trading a little bit of comfort today for a whole lot of legacy tomorrow. You are the CEO of your life. Start acting like it. No more excuses. Your rental journey starts the moment you decide to take the first step. Smash that like button if you're ready to build wealth. Subscribe to Dishku Investing for more practical blueprints. And let's make real estate work for everyday folks like us. I'll see you in the next one.